Using a spreadsheet, and welcome to another online tutorial with me, Mr. Antoine. Let me thank you. Let me thank Chosen One TV for giving me their equipment and platform. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also follow us on Instagram at chosen1.tv. Enough said, let's get this started, right? Now we're looking at using a spreadsheet, and in order to have a good understanding of using a spreadsheet, we must know what a spreadsheet is. A spreadsheet is a typical, and that's a type of computer software. Now, I want to let you know that computer software, application software, is commonly referred today as just plain old app, APP, right? So anytime you see the word software, a program, or a computer application, or software application, it simply means what we commonly refer today as app, right? It was originally developed to help accountants make calculations. So accountants are people who are responsible for the finances of a business. Yeah, to see how much money the business making, how much they have to pay out and all of that. Yeah, accountants. Now, today's spreadsheets are used to present data involving numbers, text, and charts, and for many different types of calculations. Spreadsheet help to make repetitive tasks. Repetitive. That's tasks that you always have to do over and over. Yeah, it makes those repetitive tasks quicker and easier. Uses of a spreadsheet. Three most common general uses for a spreadsheet really is for budgets, and if you follow local news and so on, you would have realized that Grenada just presented a budget, and if you did so, you would have seen all the graphics, all the data, and so on. Yeah, that's what they use a spreadsheet to do. Produce. As I said, the graphics and charts and so on, and we also use it for storing and sorting data. Within businesses, spreadsheet software is used to forecast. Forecast means to predict, right? So just as how you have weather forecasting, which means a prediction of the weather. Yeah, spreadsheet is used to help forecast for different things based on the values. Um, and as you can see, other uses there. Now, within a school, our sector, it is used for grade books and storing students' information, right? This is what a typical spreadsheet looks like. And bear in mind, the information presented here is based on Microsoft Excel. Whatever version you have, it should be equivalent to the same thing here, right? Microsoft Excel, we're going based on our spreadsheet. Now, using a spreadsheet again, each small rectangular box in a spreadsheet is called a cell, right? So a spreadsheet pretty much is a table. A table is made up of rows and columns, right? Let's demonstrate this. So you see a spreadsheet, you have a table here. We can use it for information. Now the table is made up of rows. Rows run across, right? And columns, they run down. Right? Now another word we can use, rows run horizontally and columns run vertically. Yeah? Now where the rows and the column intersect, yeah, those rectangular box where the rows and the column intersect, we call it a cell. Right? So this will be what will this cell be called? Yeah, all they learning that fast by. Well, they're not. Yeah. E5, correct. So this here would be H11. And also to note the active cell, if you notice, we've seen a lot of cells here, but you would know the active cell because it has a heavier border around it, and you can see that the column and the row is lit up for that particular cell. So remember, we call the cell by the column first and then by the row. So this cell here will be D8. Who D8? Who 8? All right. Um, Merging cells. So we need to know how to merge cells, wrap text, wrapping text, and listen, that wrapping text mean you're gonna give the text a wrap, as we say in Greenwich and terms, eh? And text orientation. Let's look at those three using an actual spreadsheet. So remember, we say merging cells. Now watch this here. Mm, mm. Chosen one TV, staff list and department. Now I would love to see this spread across all the columns used, right? So from column A to column F, it's going to look better. So how do we do that? We merge and center. We select. Now if you notice, everything is typed in A1, right? But it's too much for it. So we say, listen, we highlight from A1 to F1 and we locate the icon that says merge and center. Yeah, and you have different options. Once you see an arrow facing down, it means there are more options in that icon, right? But the default option is merge and center. We click on it. And in your spreadsheet, you can choose any font size, any color and thing, just like you would do in Microsoft Word. So I can say, let me see. And you know, choosing font is always a time consuming Ooh, I like this. I like this. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, and I can increase. Pow, pow. I like that font. I like it. Yeah, I like that font. And I can change my color and so on, just like in Microsoft Word. Yeah, I can bold, I can underline, italic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, remember the arrow? Yeah, it means you have more options, so you can choose double line. Let me see how that look. Nah, you ain't see the thing. Nah, we go take it there. Eesh. I'll click on it, right? All right, undo. Oh, I'm trying to get chosen there. Right, great. No, oh, I forget to mention this icon as well. Anytime you do something that you don't want to do or you want to change it, you click on icon, the icon undo, or you can choose redo. If you change your mind, if you're changing your mind and you want to get it back, I can click on redo. Yeah, redo and undo. Two nice features there. Right? Now the other one, so that was merging cells. If the title of your table or any other piece of text is too long to fit in one cell, you can merge it. You can merge two or more cells together. That's what we just did. Wrapping text means displaying the cell's contents on multiple lines rather than one long line. This would allow you to avoid truncated column effect, make the text easier to read, and make it better for printing. Watch here again. Now watch this. Category code. Yeah, watch. It's just two letters, and watch how much space it's taking up. So I can set this row here to wrap text. And when I do that, I can narrow how wide my column is. Yeah. Ooh, you see that? Nice. Yeah, same thing for total sales. Watch how much space I have here. I can pow. Yeah, if I find anything, drop down a little bit. Yeah, I can even do this for basic salary as well. Yeah, and if I choose to bring it down to 3 lines, yeah, yeah, isn't that cool? All right, where we at? So let's see. Also, text orientation, right? Um, that simply means changing the angles of text, right? So I can highlight this, and there are some preset angles here for me. I can make them like this. Doesn't look good to me. It's not applicable to what we're doing. I can make it down like this. I can make it up like that, or I can go to Format Cell Alignment and choose my own angle if it was not in the preset option, right? Eesh, right? So based on what you're doing, you may choose to change the orientation of the text. In this case, it's not applicable to what I'm doing. So let me undo that, but I just want to give you the knowledge. All right, great. Find and replace. Awesome feature in spreadsheet there. Now, let's say I wanted to find out if there is an Alexander. All right, let me use a nice simple one I can spell and short. If there is a Sandy in the class, I just choose Control. So, all right, sorry, this is not the option of class. This is a staff list. I can choose Control F, press Control F on my keyboard together, and it says, listen, find, and I type in Sandy. Sorry, I'm on caps lock. I type in Sandy, and I say find, next. Isn't there? Okay, I'm sure. Fine. But let's see what is happening. Isn't this Sandy? Control F. Fine. Yes. Alright, so I'll do what I put again. Let's say we wanted to find Sandy. I would select Control F, press those two keys together on my keyboard. I find what Sandy. I say, listen, find all. And you see, it shows Sandy there and it tells me one instance. Let's see where we have something multiple. Oh, let's say SS as in a code. Find all. And it tells me I have 16 instances, 16 cells that has SS, and it lists where they're at in cell F2. Okay, F2. Is it what I see there? In cell F2. F. Oh. See, that was good to have computer knowledge. F2, yeah, it's looking at the SS in commission. Right, and of course, we can see all the SS by itself. And there's a, let me see if they list this one, the two SS in Giselle. So that's what, A14? Let's see if A14 is listed there. Yep. A14, and it shows, yeah. Pow, if I want to go to that, click on it. Isn't that awesome? And listen, watch this one now. Let's say I want to replace SS. No, let's say I want to replace the basic salary change, right? So I would need to find, let's say 2000, pow, find all, yeah. And I can replace the basic salary after this COVID time and so on. They say, listen, hey, basic salary had to go down and it's now 1800. I can say, listen, replace all. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's supposed to find 1800 and replace it. No. I put in wrong thing. All I couldn't tell me I put in wrong thing, man. Right? It's supposed to find 2000 and replace it with 1800. Yeah? All I saw that? Who saw that before I realized? If you did, you're paying good attention. Yeah, nice. And you see, it told me that 13 replacement was made, and we can see now that the basic salary moved from $2,000 to $1,800. Nice. So that was find and replace. Using formulas. Once you put in numbers in a spreadsheet, you can do calculations with them by simply doing a formula. It is important to remember that a formula must always begin with the equal sign. All you heard that? Must begin, any formula or function, when you look at function later, must begin with an equal sign. Let's try it, a simple formula there. Pow, 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 pow. So if I say, listen, I can create tax, right? And I say, they tell me tax is 3% of your basic salary. So I do a simple formula for that. I say, listen, equal, remember the basic salary for Marcus is in C3. So I say equal C3 times, and 3% is 0.03, and I press enter, and voila! You see, 54 come. If I want to find the tax for Vanessa, I say equal, and there's another way of doing it. So I showed you how I typed it in. I can click now this cell here, and I put times, and I enter 0. So you can select it with the mouse as well, right? And there's another nice and easy way, but I must make sure you understand the concept first. I want to just show you the nice, easy autofill. Autofill, once I enter that, I come to the bottom right-hand corner, I click, I hold, I pull down to the last one, and voila, right? And of course, all of them will be the same thing unless I change their salary. So let's say this person's salary was 1,900. You see it change automatically. Let's say this person's salary was 2,000. If this one here is 700, you can see the advantage of having a spreadsheet. Automatic change. You don't have to go and get your rubber or your white off. Isn't that cool? Great. Let's see what else we got to learn. Special functions. You use formula for short and simple calculations, but you can select more complex functions from the function menu box, or in our case, we would commit them and memorize it, yeah, and just enter it in. These functions make calculation easier. For example, the function average calculates the mean of a column of numbers. So you want to know the average. Let's look at the example of a student. Remember we said in schools the teacher would use it for the grade book, right? Let's see what was the average for English A. What was the average for English A, right? So we say equal, and if you notice, remember I said it comes up to the top left, but I want us to be programmed, yeah? Since we'll be tested on it to know it by heart, so we do it like this. Equal, that's the format. Equal AVERAGE, open brackets, or some people normally say parentheses. All of them are brackets, right? GBSS, Beacon, PBC, Cali's government, all of them are school, but you can be specific and state the type. So secondary school, primary school, in the case of TAMCC Tolstri, yeah, but all of them are schools. So same thing. So I would use the word brackets, and you know I mean the parentheses one, right? So equal, average, open bracket, and I want to find out my average for English. So my first mark here is from C2, and I say C2 to, and to in spreadsheet we don't type in TO, we type in colon. And remember, colon is the two dot, not the dot and the comma. The dot and the comma is semicolon, right? So we say equal average C2 to C10. That's the last English mark there. Close bracket. Press enter and pow. That here is your average. Yeah, the average mark. And now what you can do, you can increase or decrease the decimal places. So instead of saying the average mark is 48.55, you can decrease. Watch this icon here. Decrease decimal. Pow, 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 pow. So the average mark for English is 49. Try it for French. Try it for French. Yeah. Equal average. Yeah. Open bracket. What would it be? Yep. G, what do I mean? G2 colon, remember another word to G10 close bracket. Yeah, and we do the same thing. I'm adding in my own sound effects, right? So the average mark in French is 52, right? So French did better than English. Wow. I hope that's not in an English speaking country. All right, let's see what else we got to look at. So we looked at the average function. And listen, guys, the good thing is that the sum, max, and min, they are pretty much the same format. Remember, we just look at equal average and open bracket and whatever cell, first cell, colon, last cell, close bracket. Yeah. Same thing for sum. Same thing for sum. Same thing for sum. Right? Same format. Let's take a look at that. Right? So if I want to find out the average for the student, right? I use, remember we must start it with equal average open bracket. And now listen this, I cannot use C2 colon K2. You know why? Because the grade is in between. So I have to put them in individually. So I can use my mouse here. I can say, listen, the average for Bill is C2, and I press comma, E2, comma, G2, comma, I2, comma, yeah, I2, that's a me too, and K2, and then I close bracket, and I get my average. Yeah. Now again, watch the autofill. So instead of me going back and do all of that, yeah, it's going to create the same format. Yeah. I autofill. I come to the bottom right and I pull down. Yeah. And so far we can make a glance and see that who come first? Who come first? Michael Jordan. Yeah. Wow. Michael Jordan did well. Okay. So that was average here again. Now, if I want to get the sum of numbers, let me use a better example to show the sum. I want to find out how much commission was paid altogether, the total commission paid. So I use pretty much the same format, but it's a sum function now. The sum function add values, right? So I want to add the values from F3 to F15. So I use the sum function equal SUM, open bracket, yeah, F2 to F15. Or I can, now that we understand the concept, I can just use my mouse to watch. I click F2 to F, and I bring it down to F15, and I close bracket, and I press enter. Voila! Right? And remember, we said a spreadsheet is just like Microsoft Word in terms of formatting. So I can highlight the total by putting it to change the font color to red, or any color you desire is your spreadsheet. And you could even increase the font size a bit. You understand? And same thing we could do for the total tax. So again, we go equal sum, open bracket, open bracket. Let me type it in this time. That is for what? G3. Is it from G3? G3 colon. The last one is G15, G15. That's G15. Close bracket. Enter. And I see that we're going to have to pay the government $678 in taxes. Now, what is nice feature? I can make it red and so on, but suppose I can't remember what font size and color and thing. I can just select here, select the option Format Painter, and then click on the cell that I want. Now, if you see this set of dollar sign, it means that the amount of figures that's there cannot be displayed in based on how wide this column is, right? So I will click and hold and extend it a bit. Yeah. Are we learning, guys? Remember, you can always pause, take it from the top, take a break, get a snack. You understand? Yeah. That is the advantage of having a pre-recorded lesson. Now, the other one is max and min. Max returns the largest numeric value in the data provided. Now watch max. So if I want to know what was the highest commission paid, so let's say highest highest CP, right? The C being commission. I can say, listen now, equal max, open brackets, and we know commission starts from F3 and it comes down to F15. So you can type it in or you can select it with your mouse, close bracket, enter. So the highest commission paid was $1,100 and wait, no, what's in it? $1,001.70. Right? Same thing we can do for min. Min returns the lowest value. So we can say, listen, here will be the lowest CPay commission paid, right? And that should be really paid and not pay, right? And we do the same thing, but we change the word from max to min, same format, open bracket, and it's the same range we're working on from F3 to F15, and it should give me the lowest. So you see, just so it make my reporting easy, I can say, listen, for the period we had a commission, the workers made a total commission of $8,610.42. The person with the highest commission, the highest commission was $1,001.70, and we can say the lowest commission paid was $432.18. You see how nice spreadsheet is making us present that information. Are we sounding all smart and thing? Nice. And the last function is count and count A, right? Count A returns the count of cells that contain numbers and text, whereas count only counts cell that has numbers, right? So watch this. If I use count A, remember I said count only count numbers. So I want to count how much employees here. So I would say equal count, open bracket, and I say from A3 to A15, close bracket. It should give me a 0 because count cannot count text. Yeah? It can only count numeric values. Watch here. If I use the same count, equal count, open bracket, and I use it here because remember it's only numeric values that's in basic salary. Watch this. It counts it and tell me, listen, 13 entries. Yeah. Now, if I want to count based on the names, I would have to use count A, right? So if let me add the A up there, count A and pow. You see that? So my thing is just use count A for all of them because it counts numbers, count A count numbers as well as letters or text, right? Also, I want you to have an idea of sorting spreadsheets, right? Sorting spreadsheets. Now, to sort a spreadsheet, you highlight the information. No, you do not come down past here. Yeah, that is not part of the spreadsheet. The last info there is Veronica Seal, so we stop here. And I can come over to data and click on sort, right? I want to sort this um by the least amount of commission. I want to see because these are the people I have to work on. They didn't make enough commission. So let me sort my information by the person making the least amount of commission. Yeah, that means they didn't have a lot of sales, because commission is based on sales. So I can say, listen, sort. And because I've included my column headings, I don't want it to be sort by last name. I select commission. And no, we need to learn, or we need to be reminded that when we sort in, you can sort two ways, ascending order or descending order. Ascending is what we normally refer to as alphabetical order. If we're talking names and so on, it will be alphabetical order. In other words, from A to Z, right? Descending is opposite from Z to A or from largest to smallest. Yeah, ascending will be smallest to largest, even in terms of numbers, right? So we'll do it in descending order where we say, sorry, ascending order where it's smallest to largest, right? So you see how that switch up now? Remember Alexander was at the top because it was sorted by last name, right? I'm now sorting by commission, right? Uh, with the least bit up front. So I'm sorting it by ascending order or smallest to largest, yeah, the by commission. Right? I trust that this video has done well and that you understand fully every aspect that I talked about. Let me wish you a good day, a good morning, a good evening, a good afternoon, a good night, a good whatever time of the day you are watching this. And of course, this is the advantage of having the contents pre-recorded so that you can pause. You can go back at any time. You can replay 3 and 4 times. You could even be doing watching and learning like I am doing this at 5:41 a.m. in the morning. The advantage of IT. Right? Guys, let me thank you for watching to the end. Remember, support the platform this video is being uploaded to, Chosen One TV. Follow us on TikTok, all our social media platform once that is okay with your home structure. Until next time, do have a great day. I also want to remind you that contents will be uploaded, like quiz and so on, based on this. And I don't want you to rush it on. I've seen times in the past where I upload an assignment at 9 o'clock, and by 9:03, I'm for some thinking business, I'm saying Amazon. By 9:03, Edmundo is notifying me that assignments were submitted. Yeah. Well, I'm happy and that you want to learn. I want to ensure that you get excellent marks. So take your time, replay the video 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 times. Make sure you get it so that you can perfect your work. So for this time, guys, let's only aim for 90 and above. Until next time.